Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a little while due to the shuffling around of the schedule, but we're here now. It's Wednesday. It's the day that I think works better. I think it'll just be overall a better day to release the show, so I'm happy with the change. So I know it's been a little while, so um, we're gonna jump into things. You'd think that after waiting this long, there'd be a lot of stuff to talk about, but I didn't find a lot this week. A lot of stories. I have 5 things to talk about. I mean, 2 of them are very short and are also very related, so it's whatever. The first thing is, if you are unaware somehow, last week, last Tuesday, May 22nd, we got the anniversary event. It dropped. If you haven't played the anniversary event yet, what are you doing? Go on and get your free legendary loot box. Get your free guaranteed legendary item. I pulled the new Ariza skin out of mine, so you never know what you could pull out of it. I'll have a link in the description down below to the trailer if you haven't seen the trailer yet. But that's really all there is to talk about. We got another couple weeks. Ends on June 11th, so get as much time in as you can. The brawls change every single day, and you can see what they schedule for those are on the Overwatch Twitter account. If you follow them on Twitter, they're constantly uploading it every time there's a new one. Pretty much, though, the order is Lucio Ball, Junkenstein's Revenge, May Snowball Offensive, Yeti Hunter, Uprising, Retribution. I think, yeah, those 6, and it just cycles between those 6. Junkenstein's Endless gets shuffled in there instead of normal Junkenstein's, and then Uprising and Retribution All Heroes get shuffled in there, so check it out, play it, and do your thing. The next story is one that I really find interesting, that I really am going to spend more time talking about on Sunday. I'm going to make a video about it on Sunday just so I can speculate more, but it is the fact that we are going to be getting a lot of Overwatch toys coming in the future. Now, Overwatch released a video a couple weeks ago that they were going to be partnering with Nerf. I didn't talk about it, 1, because I forgot about it, 2, because it wasn't really that big of it wasn't that big of a story to me. I didn't really feel like talking about it. I was like, it's whatever. But now we know that there's a lot more coming. So I'll have a link in the description down below if you want to read a full story about it. But essentially, the simple thing of it, like the simple just overview of it, is that the main deal that Overwatch and Blizzard Activision have made is with Hasbro, and Hasbro will have the master toy license for the Overwatch brand. So that includes Nerf, of course. That means there can be like action figures, board games and stuff like that. Just different kinds of games and stuff that are associated with Hasbro. So whatever Hasbro owns, whatever's under their banner, you can expect to see things Overwatch related that they will be creating. It's an interesting story. We don't know a ton yet. We just know that it's coming. We're expected to get more information by the end of the year. I would assume BlizzCon will get a big amount of information. But of course, there's also the Lego deal as well. We're going to be getting products in a wide variety of price ranges related to Overwatch. It's super interesting, as well as there's also going to be clothing. They partner with Uniqlo, so it's very very interesting, and it'll be fun to see what they do. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I don't know what we're going to get. But like I said, I'm going to talk about more speculation on Sunday with that video. So we're going to move on to the next story. But we will continue this discussion on Sunday. Leave comments down below about what you think about it, and maybe I'll get to some of those on Sunday if I see any good ones. But The next one is related directly to the game itself, specifically competitive play. One thing that was patched in during the anniversary event was that they made Rialto available in competitive play, and Scott Mercer, who is one of the Overwatch developers, said in a forum post, with today's patch, being the May 22nd patch, we made Rialto available in competitive play instead of waiting until the next competitive season on July 1st. In the future, our plan is to make heroes and maps, new heroes and maps, available in competitive play 2 weeks after their initial release. So that is a change. Originally with Brigitte and with Rialto, the plan was, and what they did with Brigitte was, if they come out in the middle of a season, they don't become available until the following season. And I think they just realized that that's not going to work. They wanted to make each season feel more individual and more specialized, right? But it wasn't going to work. The meta can't really evolve if you can't play some of these things. If you can't play as the new hero in competitive, you can't play on the new map in competitive when the map comes out, or not immediately. Obviously, if it's not immediately after it comes out, that's fine, that's whatever. But if it's like, Rialto came out early May, and we weren't going to be able to get it in competitive until the beginning of July. It's over a month that we wouldn't have been able to have it. So I think it's a smart decision to do the 2 weeks. No one was happy with the decision to have it the way it was, so I'm glad that the change has gone through. Even though I don't play as much competitive this season as I have in the past, it's good to see that they are still making sure that they do things that are more community focused, things that people actually want to see, because it was not popular, and it was a good and smart change to do what they did. So props to them for that. Next story is one that I think is interesting, one that I really like. This comes from PC Gamer, and it is that Blizzard wants to add 6 more Overwatch League teams for Season 2. And the overview is that, of course, they want to add, what that means is they want to add 3 to each conference, which would bring the total up from 12 to 18, with 9 in each conference, which is a very weird number, but that's whatever. Some of the cities and areas they're looking at, according to the Activision Blizzard Esports League's CEO Pete Vlastelica, they want to focus on 2 from the Americas, 2 from Asia Pacific, and 2 from Europe and the Middle East. And the focuses right now are Paris, Berlin, Amsterdam, and some Scandinavian regions, but very heavily committed to Berlin. Hopefully. They've also talked about France, Spain, and Sweden. When it comes to the Americas, Asia Pacific, or Middle East, we don't know a lot. And we know that, of course, that it seems, from what we've heard, that they are bumping up the amount of money that it will cost for a team to join the league, which isn't really a surprise because the league is pretty popular, so you try to make more money. You bump up how much it costs to get a franchise in the league. It's going to be interesting. I'm sure they'll get new teams. Will they get 6? I don't know. They might only be able to get 4. They might be able to get 6. They might be able to get 8. Who knows? But I think their goal is just 6 right now. I think that's a realistic goal. Maybe a little high. I'd say 4 is a really good amount, because that gets you up to 16. That gets you 8 and 8. And 8 and 8 is a really good breakdown. It just works. So we'll see what happens. Full story in the description down below if you want to read it. But we're going to move on to the final story, which isn't really a story. It's just that Blizzard shared a nice infographic for the 2nd anniversary. So there's a bunch of cool things on here. Since the game has launched, of course, 40 million players have played the game, have been involved in the game. They've added 6 new heroes, 15 new maps, 4 game modes, and 6 seasonal events. So that's just like the big thing. Plus over 2,050 items, 200 plus skins, 500 plus sprays, so on and so forth. 700 plus Overwatch League items included in there as well. So that's really like a big chunk of it. But then you get to some of the more fun numbers, and here is where it gets really, really fun. Hit points healed is 17,175,971,662,162. That is the amount of hit points healed. 17,175,971,662,162 as of the release of this infographic. That's a lot. Okay? That is a lot. Then there's also damage done, which is higher than that. It is 38 trillion, 628 billion, 596 million, 697,745. So double the amount. There's been double the damage done. Then you get to the objectives captured, which is 56,320,307,740. So not as many, of course, but that makes sense. And the amount of times that people have said, "I need healing," is 751,939,549. That is the cool infographic they added. I will have a link in the description down below if you want to look at the whole thing, or if you want to read some of the other things that they have in here. There's not a lot, but I thought it was a little fun little infographic that they mentioned. So that is that. If you are excited about these toys we're getting in the future, I'm super interested in them. I think it's gonna be really, really interesting to see what we get, and I think it's a good step. It's interesting, being that it's 2 years after the game's release that we're getting this big deal, but it shows you that Blizzard are still committed to making this game something that continues to grow, especially with also wanting to expand the Overwatch League in Season 2, which isn't a surprise. It did well in Season 1 so far, and I think it makes sense to want to expand it. Tonight, of course, is Overwatch League. This week kicks off tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And the first match of the week is the New York Excelsior against the Philadelphia Fusions. That will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you want to watch, of course, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. But that is where I'll finish this. That's where I'll leave this. Enjoy your week. Keep getting those good loot boxes. Hopefully, I've had some decent luck. I've gotten the skin that I wanted the most. So I hope you all have a good time. I hope you all enjoy the rest of Anniversary, and I will see you all on Friday for another video. All right, peace out.